Good morning, y'all. We're going to start this day off right. Whenever you watch this, we're going to start this day off right. No more confusion this week. All clarity. This is what we're seeking after, all clarity this week. On that big deal that you got, that $1 million deal, that multi-million-dollar deal, I'm talking to somebody. We are going to be more strategic. We're going to use meditation this time. We're going to pray. We're not going to try to figure everything out by ourselves. We're not going to stress out about it. We're literally going to be more strategic. We're going to get more clarity this week. No more confusion, no more doubts, no more fear this week. This week, going to be way different than last week. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. This week, we walking in our power. This week, we walking in our authority. We are literally going to be standing on them scriptures that we've been reading all our life, them scriptures that grandma read over you, them scriptures that your mom and your daddy was reading over you. We're going to start living it this week. One of my favorite ones is life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you speak in death on your situations, your life, your job, your opportunities, then guess what's going to happen? Nothing but death. But if you start speaking life, I wonder what would happen. This week, I really want you to be tuned in to what you desire. Let's stop thinking about what we don't want. Let's stop thinking about all of these negative, crazy things. That stuff been flooding our mind for the longest time, and you really want to get rich. You really want your business to grow. So this is what we got to be focusing on. Think about, imagine with me, how you want your week to be. This is the start of it. Started yesterday. This is the start of it. Happy Monday morning. How do you want your week to be? Do you want it to be much more successful than last week, last month, these past few months? What are you going to do a little bit differently? And now I think it's time for us to step up in a different way. Because the truth of the matter is nobody's standing in your way except for you. But if you've been that person that's been thinking from this place of lack, thinking from this place of like poverty, this down, stressed out, anxious place, then the only thing that you can attract is more of that, because everything on that frequency, on that vibration, is going to come to you. So you've been praying about other stuff, but your thoughts are literally only attracting the things that you say that you don't want. Come on, y'all. So what if we switch the game up today? This week, we decided that we're going to focus on the positive things. Now, these thoughts of doubt, of lack, of fear, insecurity, distrust, all that stuff might rise up, but you got to be willing to shut it down. You got to shut that stuff down and be like, nope, I'm deciding not to think like that this week. I'm deciding not to think like this hour. I'm deciding to not think like this entire day. And I am going to tell you for a fact that your day, your week, is going to look way different. You're going to be much more prosperous. You're going to be much more happy. You're going to have much more peace. There's going to be many more opportunities coming to you simply because you're thinking from a different level at this point. And I think that every single one of us can be massively successful, but it takes us getting out of our own way. As a brand development coach, it's my job to kind of diagnose what's going on under the hood within that business and to really figure out like what strategies need to be used, what plays need to be used, what pivots need to be made, what processes need to be improved, what systems need to be changed. Because we're doing things like, let me say it like this, like if we're in this vein of like working hard, but it's not producing anything, then all of that hard work meant nothing. And you were exhausted, you were stressed out, you were team no sleep, you were team hustle. And none of that stuff actually ever helped you. So I want you to take a different approach this week. What if you just start imagining yourself being where you want to be? Like, really think about the behaviors, think about the consistencies, think about the mindset, think about the life, the cars, the houses, the relationships that you would like to have in this future state, this other you, right? Because there is this millionaire you that exists, but you haven't been able to bring that person out because you really have been like handicapped and been, I would say, even captivated by your fears. Like you say you don't want to hold on to these fears, but you keep holding on to them. And it's literally making your brand suffer day by day, because you can't show up. And if you're not showing up, then how are people ever supposed to hear about you? Like, you got this amazing product, you got this amazing service, but nobody is going crazy about it because we don't even know that it exists because you refuse to show up. I'm asking you today to do something drastically different than you did last week. Literally just start showing up. Literally start to put yourself in a position for success. Start to imagine yourself much more successful. And after you're using your imagination, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at some of those behaviors that you need to change. I want you to look at that mindset that you need to change. I want you to look at them habits that need to change. And just start working on those particular things, because when you do, you're going to see your external world change like never before. It's literally us positioning ourselves in a different way. Your brand can be absolutely explosive, but you got to give it an opportunity to. These people going to go crazy about your product, but they have to first hear about it. This is why, as a brand development coach, I'm telling you to get out of your own way. It's been almost all year and you've been standing in your way. You've been having the same typical types of weeks, week after week. What if you switch it up? What if you did something totally different this week and said, you know what? I'm going to see success coming my way. I ain't about to wait for the success to come. I see it already coming my way. I see the customers. I see the clients. And then I'm going to exhibit behaviors like a successful person. I'm going to stop acting like somebody that's broke. I'm going to stop acting like somebody that's poor. I'm going to stop acting like somebody that's stressed out and anxious about all those things all the time. I'm going to now act like I'm already successful. And this week, I'm going to choose to be happy the entire week. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who try to bring me down. I'm going to still have my peace. I'm going to still have my joy. And then when it comes to my business, I'm going to finally let people know that I got something amazing. I'm going to finally apply for the bank loan. I'm going to finally go contact that person that got an opportunity for me. I'm going to get all the way out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to tell my family and friends about this amazing business and ask them to invest in it. I'm going to position my brand differently. I'm going to be posting on Facebook, or I'm going to be posting on Instagram, or I'm going to be posting on my stories. I'm going to really let people in because I've been in the background trying to wait for somebody to give me permission. Listen, the only way something is going to shift is if you shift. And today is the day. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait until next week to start acting successful. You got to act successful right now, because people do not want to buy from amateurs. They want to buy from people that really believe that they already successful. And they believe that way because they know they got a product. They know they got a service that can actually help people. And I don't care where you are in your entrepreneurial journey. You could be literally just at the beginning stages. And maybe you're a little bit scared, and maybe you're just like, this thing seems scary. I know it is. It is. Definitely is scary. But here's what you got to do. You got to be brave enough to at least put yourself out there a little bit, because the more you do, you'll get into this habit and this routine of putting yourself out there. And you, next thing you know, the sales going to start driving in like crazy, simply because you finally gave people an opportunity to see how valuable you are. Today, let this be the day that you walk in joy, that you walk in peace. Good morning from Jamaica. And you keep thinking that your peace has nothing to do with your business. It does. Because when there's no peace in your personal life, your business ain't got no peace. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have no joy and excitement in your personal life, then it's going to be real hard for you to translate that into your business and get people excited about it. Like, I was that person, y'all, that would wake up with a bad attitude. I was anxious. I was stressed out all the time. I was just mad at the previous day, at decisions that I made previously, with people doing this and people doing that. I was just so angry inside, and I woke up that way every single morning. It wasn't until my wife one day asked me, she said, why do you wake up so angry all the time? I said, what do you mean? She said, it just seemed like you're just not happy. And I said, oh, I had to really examine that, yo. I had to really, really examine what she was saying, because there was this part of my life that just wasn't happy. It was way past just being content. I just wasn't happy with my life. I wasn't happy with external things because I ain't have no internal peace. And when I finally got that, things start transforming within my business because I showed up in a different way. Like, look, y'all, me doing live videos, if this was me 3 years ago, I would never do no live video. let alone be able to keep up a conversation literally just talking to myself. Because although you guys are watching, whether live right now or the recording, there was a time where this seemed real weird to me to be on a video like talking to myself. And then when the reels came out, I was just like, all right, I got to do these reels. And that was a little uncomfortable too. Like, we're really expecting us as business owners to be able to be these amazing video editors, video producers, get on film. It's not that easy for us to be able to do these things. But when we do, we experience success like never before. Well, we just got to do it. Like, I was the guy that was stuck in my own way. I didn't want to do it. I allowed fears, anxiety, depression, stress, all those things to hold me back for a very long time. When I finally tapped into peace, everything transformed. I mean, opportunities start coming to me like crazy. Clients start coming to me like crazy. And I was just like, man, why are y'all all of a sudden attracted to me? Why is it that all of these sales is finally coming in? It's because, Manny, you finally changed. You finally stepped up. Manny, you finally got out of your own way. Manny, you finally let people know that you had a service that was going to be adequate enough to help them get to the next level. But here's the other part. So as I grew more successful, then I started to experience rejection. Because I was just like, well, wait a minute, I got this great service. Like, why isn't everybody in the world going crazy about it? In my studying time, because I'm a studier of words, I found out that reject means not to one's taste. So basically, some people were saying, Manny, I just don't like you like that. I don't like your service like that. I don't like your packages because it's not to my taste. Just like some people like chicken and don't like beef. Just like some people love eating pork. Some people feel that they got to be a vegan like myself. So everybody has different tastes, and that got to be okay with you. So if you're going along this entrepreneurial journey, you're going to experience rejection. You have to. It's simply somebody saying that I just don't want that you have to offer. I'm going to get that same thing that you selling from somebody else. And then other people are going to say, you're the best person for the job. I only want to buy from you because you are to my tasting. So these are all things, y'all, that I had to deal with as an entrepreneur. And I was in this stuck place for so long because I allowed these things like sadness, rejection, madness, anger, abandonment, trust issues, all of this stuff to literally handicap me from achieving success. And I want something totally different for you. I want this to be the type of day that you be like, man, God, you really showed up for me. I want this to be the type of week that you like, man, I ain't never had a week like this. I've never achieved this much success in 1 week. And this is also going to take you becoming a little bit more focused on the projects that you know you need to get done. So there's that long list of stuff that you know that you've been pushing off for like the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Go back to visit that list and start crossing stuff off. Come on, get it done and cross it off. Like, whether that's like, here's some stuff I used to do. I used to needed to call to make a doctor's appointment. Then I needed to call and do a payment arrangement with this company. Then I needed to call and try to ask for this loan. Then I needed to call my mama for something. Then I needed to do this. And it was this long list of stuff that I just kept pushing off. But as soon as I got focused and I said, look, instead of trying to eat this elephant all in one bite, I'm going to just do a little bit at a time. So first steps first, let me call this bank. Let me get that taken care of. Let me work on this payment arrangement. Let me work on this. Let me pay this loan off. Let me call this person to talk about this bill. Let me get all that stuff done one by one, because it starts to grow this momentum of getting stuff accomplished. And that's all that you really need to get going, baby. Like, you really just need to get this momentum going, because maybe you've been in this place of non-productivity for so long that even now it might seem a little weird being this productive. It might seem a little weird even hearing a conversation like this talking about you becoming more focused. But it's that time and season, because look, you deserve to walk in wealth. You deserve to walk in abundance. You deserve to be rich. You deserve to have that type of business that's on Instagram that everybody's talking about. You deserve that. But the only way that you're going to have that is if you get a little bit more focused and you start to see yourself as this amazing person. Maybe for way too long, you saw yourself as a failure. You saw yourself as somebody that struggled in doubt. And you saw somebody that was always scared and nervous and fearful and afraid of stuff. Now you got to start seeing yourself in a different light. Now you got to activate that power that's inside of you. Because here's the truth of the matter. There's a power that is inside of you that you haven't been using, that you've always had access to. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. This is heavy this morning. This is heavy, but I really want to start your week off in a totally different way. Like, I want this week to be filled with so much power, so much dunamis. Dunamis, word for power, is in the Greek. So remember, you got to keep this in mind that Old Testament primarily was in Hebrew. New Testament primarily is in Greek. So Greek word for power, dunamis, right? It literally is like translated to this like same type of power like a dynamite, something that's about to be explosive. Like, you got that type of power inside of you right now where stuff is supposed to be exploding, like in a really great way. Like, you're supposed to be blowing up right now simply because you have this power already living inside of you. And the only thing that you got to do is just activate it. Look, how does this look in a practical sense? You press that activate button by saying and being aware of, I got this power inside of me. God put this here. Let me use it. Let me start acting like I got this power. Let me start positioning myself, my brand, my business, my life with my family, my motherhood, my fatherhood, my parent. I need to start acting like I already got this power and not like I'm a victim. Because when I lean towards that victim mentality, then guess what naturally happens? I get more of those things that victims get. But when I start acting like I got this power, acting like I'm dunamis, come on y'all, dunamis, I got this power living inside of me. When I start using that productively, then everything starts to shift inside of my life, because this power that I got inside of me starts to transform my life, but you got to be able to use it. It's like having something at your disposal that you're never using. Like, God has always been right there to help you with your business, with your brand, with this amazing idea, but you got to be able to use that power that's right there available for you. And this is why my argument this morning to you is that if we start our week off right, we'll end our week right. We will literally have much more peace, much more joy, many more sales, many more opportunities. Like, the majority of times when somebody becomes a millionaire, here's what they often say. I didn't realize it was this easy. Because they were overcomplicating the process with a lot of the hard work and really unproductive things that really wasn't benefiting them at all. They were literally just leaning into stuff that they saw somebody else do because they thought that that was the right way to do it. And if I can make an argument today that a lot of the work that you've been doing, although you've been working hard, has been unproductive. It's been unproductive. Because look, even with you saying, well, I go to work every day, like, you're literally trading your time for money every single day. And you could be using hours to work on your own craft, work on your own business, taking that idea to the next level, working with people, collaborating, getting a business loan, working with a grant writer, all of the stuff in order for you to really be living your best life. Your time is literally the most valuable asset that you have in this entire world. And you can say that, it's your family, your kids, all these things. Yes, absolutely. Those things are important too. My relationship with God is the most important. But being here on this earth, my most valuable asset is my time. And this is why I like to give you guys my time, because I'm letting you know, because I hold this thing very valuable. If I'm giving it to you, then that means you're special. That means you're worth something. That means that you really should be tuning in, listening to this type of stuff, because your life this week can dramatically change. You can have a successful business. You don't have to operate in lack. You don't have to operate from this poverty mindset. You can literally have so much abundance flowing in and through your life that it would catch you off guard, that you would just be like, wow, God, you really moving like this? And like I said, that most millionaires always say, that they didn't realize that they were the stopgap the entire time, that it should have happened a lot quicker, but they were standing in their own way. I'm just asking you this week, would you get out of your own way? Would you finally start doing those projects, those tasks that you need to do in order to stay focused and get to this next level? Would you finally just start showing up a little bit more on social media? Would you finally make that important call, send that important email that you know that you've been putting off for a very long time? Heard somebody say this on Instagram through a podcast. They said the majority of the things that we push off, those are our real priorities. And it really hit me. I was like, man, that's true, because all of this stuff that I know I need to do, I keep pushing off. And those are my real priorities. Those are the things that I should be majoring in. But we end up using the majority of our day, our week, our month with stuff that really don't even matter. And yes, you were busy, but yes, you were also unproductive all at the same time. And I'm not beating y'all up this morning. I want you to know that I'm operating in love. But I have to say this from a sincere place, that I am tired of us in our community being stuck, and we're praying and wondering why things aren't better. And it's really us, y'all. We have to take accountability for our lives. We're not robots. God gave us the right and opportunity to have free will. With that free will, you can give him glory with your life or not. With that free will, you can choose to be broke or rich. It's all up to you. It's not a God thing. It's not God needs to wait another 5 years for you to become rich, and you got to go through this treachery process and this arduous time. Like, this ain't gotta be like that. Like, we can literally choose to step up today and have a life that's dramatically changed. Like, it's not like this 3 years, like you've been praying, like, God, I know that my time is coming. Like, God, like, your time been here. What are you talking about? Like, what? You waiting on me? I'm waiting on you. Like, God is oftentimes waiting on us to show up, y'all, because he's given us this power. The Bible says he's given us the power to become rich. Like, and if he's giving you that power, that means you have the ability in literally every single thing that you need. Now you just have to position yourself differently. Now you have to just do what Manny Hall did. What up, Chris? What I decided to do was just to start showing up differently. And yes, it was uncomfortable. Yes, I felt the imposter syndrome a little bit. Yes, I felt insecure with my gifts and talents. But the more I kept showing up that way, Chris, you're going to get this example. When we used to play ball sometimes, me and my homie Chris, we used to be on the court sometimes playing against cats that was like 17, 18 years old. We would be like 14, 15. And we would be out there killing, y'all. Do you realize that? Simply because we was acting as if we knew that by our age, they should have been better than us. By their skill set, they should have been better than us. But it was something about our drive, something about our passion, something about our power that we tapped into, that we was like, you know what? I can shoot over this dude. I can take him to the hole. I can defend him. I'm good. I got this. And this is literally the same way that you got to be. You have to operate in that power, even when you feel scared, even when you don't feel confident enough. I remember talking to this client that ended up being like one of my largest clients ever. And when I'm talking to her, I felt a little uncomfortable, like, man, maybe I'm not really qualified to talk to you. Maybe I ain't good enough yet to really be on this level while I'm working with you and you paying me thousands of dollars a month. I felt uncomfortable. But here's where things shifted. When I tapped into my power and I started talking like the Manny that I know I really was on the inside, not this scared, afraid, nervous Manny. When I really stepped into being who I was supposed to be, then that person started looking at me as a successful person. And that in turn made me believe in this identity of who I was even more. Do y'all see the way that it works? And this is why I'm making this argument this morning, y'all, on a Monday morning, that if you can start your day off the right way, you can have an amazing week. The problem is you've been starting your Mondays off the same way for the past 30 Mondays, for the past 50 Mondays. And because of external things, you allow this sadness, this depression, this stress, this anxiety to literally get to you. But if you can switch the game up, and you decide, you know what, don't matter what the heck is going on, I'm still successful. I'm still brave. I'm still courageous. I still got a dope business. People love to work with me. You got to speak these affirmations, but also feel these affirmations. Because as you're saying you're successful, you got to feel successful in the bottom of your stomach. Because this is where people talk about like energy centers. This is where your energy center, where that intuition, where that fear and that doubt is really living, but also where that courage and that tenacity is living too. So you got to feel it right inside of your gut when you say, I am successful. You gotta feel it inside of your gut, y'all. I want y'all to do it with me right now. I know this might seem weird and crazy for a brand development coach to say, but I gotta teach y'all these practical things that has worked for me and is working for my clients too, because you are not at a place of peace where you should be. And it's because you're in this place that lack keeps coming to you, because that's what you keep attracting. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to be rich. You deserve to have so much money that is literally pouring all over you. Like this is the life that you should be having. It should be normal for you to have a nice, not just affordable, but nice, reliable, expensive vehicle. You deserve to have a nice, expensive home. You deserve to have all of these amazing things, but we just gotta switch the game up in the way that we think, y'all. Like this is literally the stopgap the entire time. And I want all of you guys to have an amazing day, have so much peace, have so much joy, have so much happiness inside of you that is pouring out onto other people, that people are now shocked and amazed that you've changed so much. Come on, y'all. I'm teaching a little bit longer today, but I gotta give you all this game. I gotta give you all this juice. I want people around you to be somewhat surprised at like how much joy and energy you have now, that things look drastically different on your life simply because you're looking at yourself differently now. You're not the same person. You've tapped into something different. Let today be the best day that you've literally ever had in your entire life. And then let's go to Tuesday and do the same thing. Then let's go to Wednesday and do the same thing. Then let's go to Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and still keeping that same joy, still keeping that same peace. You deserve to have it, y'all. Let's do it. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.